All right, let's jump right in. We're about to unpack a story of absolutely explosive growth that is completely reshaping healthcare for over 1 billion people. And it's happening in a place you might not expect, India's diagnostics industry. We're talking about a massive tech-fueled transformation that is well underway. So just to get our bearings, let's start with a really simple question. When you think about getting a blood test or a health checkup in India, what's the scale we're talking about? How much do you think that entire industry is actually worth?
Okay, so the answer as of 2023 is a pretty staggering 14.1 billion US dollars. That is a huge market, right? It's the foundation for millions of health decisions every single day. But believe it or not, that huge number, that's just the beginning of the story.
And yeah, as impressive as 14 billion sounds, it's really just the launching pad. The real story, the one that gets really interesting, is where this whole industry is headed next. Okay, this is where it gets truly mind-blowing. That market is projected to more than double, hitting $28.4 billion by 2030. That means it's growing at a rate of over 10% on average every single year. So, the big question is, why? What is causing this incredible gold rush? To really get our heads around this multi-billion-dollar boom, we need to pop the hood and see what's going on inside. We're going to break down exactly what's fueling this fire, piece by piece. You know, when you really look at it, it all comes down to 4 key drivers that are all happening at once: a changing health landscape, a public that's way more informed, a big push from the government, and of course, a powerful wave of new technology. Let's take a quick look at each one. First up, and this one's a biggie, is the rise of chronic lifestyle-related diseases. Things like diabetes, hypertension, and heart issues are just becoming more common. And these aren't illnesses you treat just once. They require regular, consistent monitoring and testing, which creates this massive long-term demand for diagnostic services. At the very same time, there's a huge cultural shift going on. People are just becoming way more health conscious. There's this growing understanding of preventative healthcare. You know, the whole idea of catching problems early instead of waiting until you're already sick. That proactive mindset is leading way more people to get tests done on their own. Now, this push from individuals is getting a huge boost from a government one. There are all these initiatives to improve healthcare infrastructure, especially in smaller towns and rural areas. And that's expanding access for millions of people. And naturally, as more people get access to the healthcare system, the demand for good, reliable diagnostic services just skyrockets. And finally, the real game changer in all of this, technology. We're talking about advancements in everything from how data is managed to the actual testing equipment. It's making diagnostics faster, way more accurate, and so much more accessible than ever. Technology is really the force that's pouring gasoline on all the other drivers. You know, this technology piece is so important that we really need to zoom in on it. We're not just talking about small improvements here. This is a fundamental transformation that has completely changed the patient experience forever. I mean, just look at the difference here. Think about the old way of doing things. You had to physically travel to a lab, probably wait in a long line, give your sample, and then, get this, come back a few days later just to pick up a piece of paper. Compare that to now. You can book a test on your phone, have someone come to your house to collect the sample, and get the results sent right to your device. It's a total revolution in convenience. And this just shows how incredibly simple it's all become. The entire process has been boiled down to 3 easy steps. You book it, they collect it, and you view it. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a complete rethinking of how we interact with healthcare, making the whole thing frictionless and focused entirely on the patient. So with all this insane growth and this technological shift, the big question is, what's next? Where does an industry like this go from here? Let's take a look at what the future might hold. This quote really nails the direction everything is heading. The focus is shifting away from just identifying sickness. Now it's about predicting health risks before they happen, tailoring treatments to a specific person, and always keeping the patient's convenience at the absolute center of everything. And we're already seeing this play out in a few key trends. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is about to totally revolutionize how reports are analyzed, spotting patterns that a human eye might miss. We're seeing the rise of personalized medicine, guided by genetic testing, that can tailor treatments right down to your DNA. And yeah, we'll probably keep seeing smaller labs getting bought up by larger tech-savvy networks.
But the road ahead isn't without its bumps. You can see here it's really a two-sided coin. The opportunities are just immense. You've got massive market growth, the incredible potential of AI, and a whole new era of personalized care. But the challenges are just as real. Competition is becoming incredibly fierce. There's a huge need for stronger regulations to keep up with the tech. And figuring out how to navigate all this market consolidation is going to be tricky.
And that leaves us with a fascinating final thought to chew on. For decades, the lab was a physical place you had to go to, a building. But as diagnostic testing becomes decentralized, as it literally moves into our homes and onto our phones, the very concept of a lab starts to break down. So what does it even become? Is it an app? Is it a home testing kit? A network of AI algorithms in the cloud? That is the multi-billion-dollar question for the next decade.